Hello everyone, this is the homework number 21 video for Im2. So number 1, it's asking you to use trigonometry to find the missing sides. So if I have this 45-degree triangle, then I know that the other side is 45. Do you remember the 45, 45, 90-degree triangle ratios? It's going to be isosceles triangle, so straight away we know that x is going to be 15. We do not need to go into trig. However, if you went there, this would be the work. So tangent of 45 degrees is going to be opposite over adjacent. And opposite is 15 because across from 45 degrees and adjacent is 15. So that becomes 15 over x. And multiplying both sides by x to bring the variable x to the top, and then dividing both sides by tangent of 45 to get rid of tangent of 45 on that side brings me to x is equal to 15 divided by tangent of 45, and that is same as 15, and tangent of 45 is just 1, and so that is 15. You get the same answer. And so if you remember the 45 45 90-degree triangle ratio, that would have been much quicker. Next up, okay, so what do we have? We are given right angle triangle with 52 degrees. Remember our SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So which is the trig ratio that deals with adjacent and hypotenuse? That's cosine. So cosine of 52 degrees is going to be adjacent, which is x, divided by 15. Now to get rid of this divide by 15, we're going to multiply both sides by 15. So you're left with x is equal to 15 times cosine of 52 degrees. Okay, so if I multiply 15 times cosine of 52, I get 9.2349, so on and so forth. I am asked to leave it to 2 places after the decimal point. That means I want to cut off after 2, 3, after 3. So before I cut that off, I need to consider what's the number after 2, 3. It's the 4, right? And since 4 is less than 5, I do not round up. I leave it as it is, so it's 9.23. Okay, so x is going to be 9.23 units. Number C, what do we have here? We have this angle, and what are relative to this angle of 25? This is my hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle, and this is going to be my opposite because it's opposite from the angle that we're given. So what's the trig function that deals with opposite and hypotenuse? That's sine. So sine of 25 degrees is opposite, which is 16, divided by hypotenuse, which is x. Again, if you remember from the previous one, when you have the denominator as a bottom, hopefully you are starting to see that I can just swap these two. Alright, so I can swap the position, and I can rewrite this as x is equal to 16 divided by sine of 25 degrees. And that occurs because I am going to be multiplying both sides by x here. And that cancels out, and I'm going to divide both sides by sine of 25 degrees. See, and then so this on the left hand side you're left with x and on the right hand side you have 16 divided by sine of 25, and that's what I have here. Then you use the calculator. 16 divided by sine of 25, and you're left with 37.85. Now I need 2 decimal places. That means I'm going to cut off after 5. So before I do that, I need to look at the next digit, which is 9. Since 9 is bigger than 5, I need to round this up, so that becomes 86. Next up, D. What do we have? Right angle triangle with reference angle of 17 degrees. Reference relative to 17 degrees, this is my adjacent side. and this is my opposite side. So I'm dealing with tangent of 17 degrees is opposite, which is x, divided by adjacent, which is 13. So multiplying both sides by 13, I am left with x is equal to 13 times tangent of 17 degrees. And I am left with x is equal to 3.97. Again, cutting it off after 7. Consider what's the digit number afterwards, and that's 4, and 4 is less than 5. So I leave it as it is, so it's 3.97 is my final answer. Alright, so then number 2. We are going to find the area and perimeter of this shape, and then enlarge it and find the area and perimeter of the enlarged shape, and then find the ratio of it. Okay, so to begin, we need to figure out the length. So I can still start by marking the length. There's 2 units up here, that's 5 units here, 2 again, and that's 3, and that's 4, and 4. And now this side, what is the length of this side? Well, to do that, I can consider the triangle, the right angle triangle, this right angle triangle, and use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out the length, this length x. Okay, so I know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and 4 units across. So to figure out what x is leg squared plus leg squared whole squared. So 4 squared plus 4 squared is x squared. So that's 16 plus 16 is x squared. So x squared is 32. So x is going to be square root of 32. And if I use the calculator, square root of 32 is 5.65 or 5.66. Let's leave it as 5.7. Oh, now let's do 5.65 since it is 566 rounded to the 2 decimal places. So I have just figured out this length is 5.66. Okay, so then what is the area? What is the perimeter? Well, let's start with the perimeter. Perimeter is all the outside length, so that's going to be 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 4, 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5.66 that we just got. So that is going to be leave me with 25.66 units. So that's the perimeter, that's the outside length. Now how do I figure out the inside area? Okay, to figure, this is a complex figure. It's not a figure that I can easily find the area of, but I can break this shape into shapes that I do know how to figure out the area of. I know how to find the area of a rectangle. I know how to find the area of a triangle is base times height times half. And I also know how to find the area of a square. Okay, so to find the area, I can find each of the areas separately. What is this area going to be? It's a rectangle, so it's going to be, area is going to be 2 times 5, which is 10. 10 units squared. What about the pink area? Okay, pink area is, this length is 4 times 4 divided by 2 is going to be 8 units. So its area is going to be half times 4 times 4, which is 8. And what about the last area? Yellow area. Don't know whether you can see this, but it's just a square. 4 times 4, that's going to be 16. Okay, maybe you can't see that very well. So area here is 4 times 4, which is 16 units. So the total area now, so the area is going to be sum of all the parts. Sum of all the parts. So that's going to be, green area was 10, the pink area was 8, the yellow area was 16. So that's 24 plus that's 34 units squared. Okay, great. Now we need to enlarge this shape and then find its area. Okay, so let's start with this vertex right there, and let's put that corresponding, you know what, let's put it right at the top so that we can count really easily. Okay, so I know that when you enlarge by the factor of 3, we are enlarging by the factor of 3. With enlargement, remember, similar triangles, similar shapes, similar polygons, when you are enlarging by whatever the factor, each of the side length is multiplied by that number. So 5, the side with 5 becomes 5 times 3 is 15. So 5 times 3 is 15, so that's 5, 5, 5, that's 15 right there. So it extends all the way here like so. And then 2 times 3 is 6. 6 is right here. And 6 down here as well. And then it goes across by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So this is 5. And another 4 is right here. That's 9. And this was 6. And this was 15. And this was another 6. Okay, and then 4 times 3 is 12. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 is right here. So I need to join that. Okay, and then I need to go 4 times 3, that's 12 across. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, and then from here, I need to join. And hopefully, if I did not make any mistake, it should have the slope of -1. So it should be going through all the intersections. And it does. Good. Looks like I did not make any mistakes. Alright, so and this, again, will be, the length will be multiplied by 3. So 5 instead of 5.66, it's going to be 5.66 times 3. So 5.66 times 3 is going to give me 16.98 or 17. So this is going to have the length of 17. Alright, and this is 12. And 12 here as well. Okay, so let's figure out the perimeter. So perimeter is going to be all the outside length being added. 6 plus 15 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12 plus 17. And that should give me 77 units. Okay, what about area? Well, for area, let's do what we did before. We need to break it up into rectangles for which we can calculate the area of. And this is the rectangle. That's going to have the area is going to be 6 times 15. And that's going to be 90. Okay, what about this area of the triangle? What is this length? This length is, that's 12. This length is 12. And this length is also 12. So it's 12 times